Good evening, guys. Welcome to the first episode of Wednesday Night Gaming for 2025. How are you all doing? Good evening, guys. Oh, you're a bit loud. Oh, hello. Shall we put that back? There we go. Yes, so we are live with a new game, Star Trek Resurgence, which I've done a playthrough, and it's all right. Could it be a little bit extra? It could have been better, but yeah. So who we got? We got Matty, good evening. George, good evening. And we got Carl, good evening. We've got a couple of other people coming in. Say hello and welcome, guys. I'll say hello to you everywhere. We go. It does say Trains in World 5 on here as well, but it isn't Trains in World 5. It's I shall remove that later. So yes, it's a setup. I'm not sure if we can still play this music or not. So it's Killer, good afternoon. How are you? Yes, what is the weather like with you guys? Currently, it's sleet and snow at the moment. So we're going to begin. And we're going to begin now. Oh, Nightbot, hello. Welcome back. This is a dramatic labs adventure. The relationships and events you're about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. Yay. So if I cock it up, we all die. From Dramatic Labs. Got the voiceover?
Captain's log, stardate 57931.
I've tried shifting it out of the toilet and it just won't go.
Crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
$20. It's about 2 degrees here.
Our new first officer is en route to the Resurgence.
Haley, look at that. Nightbot has woke up after has been indulging at Christmas.
Dose of new blood
yes.
To the crew.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying.
What are you doing Starfleet then?
But these little shuttles are the worst.
Stick around in Starfleet and you'll be sure to see worse than this.
Good evening, William.
And you're here to talk about it.
In the flesh.
That's good.
Yeah. One of those nervous smiles.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
No shit.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
Oh, hello.
It won't be easy for Chara to step in at the 11th hour like this.
Oh, Miranda class.
But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet
Excelsior?
Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
That's a Saber class. Nova class down there. See, I know my class ships. And that one, I don't know what the class is of that because it was never defined. But that's Nova, Excelsior. I'm not too bad. I hope you're okay. Yes, Nova class, that. Back down. To keep him warm. We got sleet and snow. It's not going to be snowy at all. Use L to move that way and that way, backwards and forwards, and we can go round and look at her like that. She has that mean look on her face. Can we go back in the shuttle? No, you can't. I didn't even try this when I first bought it. Starbase 128.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space.
Mm-hmm.
Long way from home now.
Enterprise. The original Enterprise was Constitution class. Enterprise A was then a Constitution refit. Enterprise B was the Excelsior. The Excelsior Mark 1 class, or Mark 2 because it's slightly different shape. Enterprise C was Ambassador class. Enterprise D was Galaxy class. Enterprise E was Sovereign. Enterprise F, which was in Picard, I don't know because they broke it.
Commander?
Voyager was Voyager class.
Such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalen test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi
And the Enterprise G that's in Picard
I finished in the top 20.
was something like they called it used to be the USS Titan, which was the retro Constitution new look.
Of the academy. So there's that.
Enterprise F is Odyssey class. Ah, right, okay. Only very impressive.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough, but you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
I think she got number 2.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
There was a Galaxy class ship named the USS Odyssey, which was named after the.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek?
Yes, I am.
You absolutely crushed the Torvalen test.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but yes.
You finished in what, like the top 3?
It's actually.
That would be me.
Now I'm really. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
The pleasure's mine, Ensign.
Paul Calloway.
Good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermont is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
Marvelous. I think the annoying thing with this is you can't really go and explore, which I think for every every Trekkie, look, it's something that I'd love to do. Yeah, the Galaxy. There was a Galaxy class ship called the USS Odyssey, and that was USS Resolute. There you go. That's the ship that we're going to be on, and it doesn't give you any other details, sort of thing.
Good day, Commander.
G'day. And the Odyssey in the I am a hell of a Trek file. A Trekker, whatever you want to call me. Geek. The Odyssey it appeared in Deep Space Nine, and it was named in honor of one of the crafts from is either the Moon lander or the other one of the Apollo 13 mission.
Commander Ermont is a Bullion, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Really? Never.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just... Well, I'm not sure where my departure dock is. The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Oh, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me.
So yeah, I'm a hell of
Thanks so
a
much, Commander.
my Jones. Hell of a Star Trek fan. One of the things that I loved with Star Trek was the ships, the vast amount of bloody ships, the classes, and yeah, the artwork.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Yeah, we just learnt that. Oh, is that it? Okay.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. There's another level.
Excuse me, have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Okay.
Ah, there he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
Still nothing compared to the Liberator. Blake 7. Good evening, Rob. Oh, she's a bit off colour. She's a bit green. Looks like the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz. Whoa, been out in the sun too long, mate. You think you need a bit of a bit red faced, a bit embarrassed. I'm here all week. Yo, dude.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander?
Yeah, it's a blue hand. It's part of the blue
too
team.
much trouble getting here.
Intrepid class, yes. Sorry, Drake. Yeah, it's Intrepid, yes. It's not Voyager class, is it? It's Intrepid.
Less than ideal at the moment.
It was perfectly fine.
Sorry, I do
No
apologise.
trouble at all.
Didn't need to
I'm
shoot
glad
you
to
down.
hear it.
That was my fault.
We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and
I should have known that.
you were available to us.
So I'd only just finished watching Voyager a few months, about a month ago.
To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Oh, hello. They hadn't even got the bloody things right either.
The USS Resolute.
Oh, there's one thing I'm going to do. Just turn that bloody music down. It's doing my freaking head in.
She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own.
Marathons, yeah, Star Trek
She doesn't look
marathons
so
on
bad
Paramount
considering
Network.
6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunctioned. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway
You have to
reaction,
admit,
and the warp
it's a
bubble
shame there was
formed.
never a crossover Star Trek Blake 7
We
story.
thought we could reach a
It would have
higher
been nice to
resonant
finally
frequency,
compare the
but
two ships of size.
it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Ouch.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
Did you lose anyone close to you?
Too many. And to that I'll just say, you have big shoes to fill.
That's a big ship.
Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time.
Oh, nice.
And I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first.
All due respect to anyone that feels that way. They're gonna have to get over it. I'm here, and I have a job to do.
Yes.
Just like anyone else.
Yes.
That's true, but
Do
I
it.
wouldn't say it like that.
I would.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
They don't even have the proper font on it, and I'm not, yeah, a bit annoyed with that. Ah, there's one of the people you'll be playing. Oh, hello.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Yeah, the Picard series, it was a little bit at first, but I did enjoy that first story, the first season, and a lot of people didn't. And then, obviously, when season 2 came out, I was really enjoying that. And then season 3, I actually just finished watching season 3 again, just Boxing Day, I think it was. Have a look on YouTube for vids that compare different sizes of things in TV, film, and games. I swear that one of them lists the size of those ships along with the Star Destroyers and others. I do have an image somewhere. It might be on my old laptop. I'll see if I can find it. It might even be on my external drive on the PC. So yeah, the plasma torch. I believe that that's the plasma torch. Nope. That's a hydro spanner. Pass me the hydro spanner. That's the O.D. Henry coupler. That's your plasma torch. Good evening then, Mark. How are you? Oh, hello. Cool. A bit bright. There's a lot of control that you have to do with that. Ooh, right stick. Oh. You don't have controller drift on this controller. Oh, good lord. It's a bit spooked. Do I have to do it all in the opposite direction now? Yeah. Okay, managed to get NHS dentist appointment for 16th. Only waiting 3 years for it. Yeah, RS plus. Oh my god. Right stick, R2. There you go.
Is that?
The lower decks are. What the hell's he doing on that shuttle? Wait, get off the bloody shuttle.
I thought the thing was totally fried.
Hey, my favorite true friend.
Nice work, Carter.
Hey girl, how you doing?
To it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Okay, we can wait. I want to have a quick look. So what's this shuttle called? What's this? Inspect shuttle.
Corrosion in there was pretty extreme. Nothing I couldn't handle, though.
Yeah, that one. Potomac and whatever. I don't know. Shuttle spotting. So I don't know if we can have a look inside.
Come on.
Yes, you're in my light.
Oh, sorry.
Shuttle bay. Melville. Is that the only other shuttle? No.
Carter Diaz.
Shush. I'm having a look around. Oh, hello.
Hey Diaz, have you seen a hyperspanner around here?
Hyperspanner.
I last saw it near the shuttle, Ptarmigan.
I'll let you know.
Let's go and have a look.
Hurry up!
I don't know where it was. Ptarmigan.
Time's a wasting.
Oh, shush, will ye? Polar. What's the other one? Baffin.
Hey Diaz, have you seen a hyperspanner around here? I last saw it near the shuttle, Ptarmigan.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I've got to go somewhere now. So she won't shut up otherwise. Oh, can I play with the transporters? I've got to do this. Star Trek. I always loved a good Star Trek game. I had loads when Activision had the Star Trek license, and they were like literally being Activision, pushing out everything Star Trek. I literally had all the games on PC. I've still got some of the games now. Star Trek Armada, crap loads. And one of the best ones was Star Trek Voyager.
Can you give us some help with the transporter?
Okay, what's going on then?
What's the problem?
We need to test this cargo transporter. I've never been that great with the signal plotting.
I got it. No problem.
Oh, crap. Okay, so signal plotting, you got to move it all around there. So, zoom. So you take that one, and you bring that just around there, like so. And then you take this one, just bring it down a bit.
No sweat. Whoa, hey, buddy, get off the pad!
The
Don't
fuck?
touch Shovak.
Not a word.
Oh wow, Away Team, I've not really played it that well, to be honest. But I really do miss the Star Trek games. I did have the one for featuring the J.J. Abrams Star Trek on the thing, but it wasn't that good, to be honest.
Good to see her fully operational again. And if she breaks, we'll just fix her.
Junction 34B gives you access to the tubes behind cargo storage all the way to the turbo lift.
Not after the retrofit. Bulkhead cuts it off at Section 2. New computer reroutes.
So then...
I'm thinking we'll have to do the work in that tube. Then take the turbo lift from Section 2 to Section 3.
Well, wait, there's a subfloor crossover around Junction 32E.
Do you have a good...
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing, I just like being in the tubes. It's my domain.
Hey, you need any help? Okay, good luck.
She must be doing a mime then, because I didn't hear what she's saying. So it's a little bit slowy, walky pace sort of thing. This was actually done on the Unreal Engine as well.
Engineering.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
I like to be positively contagious.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Etzelar on repeated occasions.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
Oh, he's not very happy
So, I
with
don't
me.
suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Star Trek Legacy, yeah.
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper
True,
calibration.
yeah.
But this ship
She has a
must be
wormy
ready to
like
depart
thing in her.
shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Commander, if this energy storm is causing problems here at Space Dock, what does that say about what we're gonna find when we head out there for real? Shouldn't we let this storm pass?
Long-range sensors show that conditions will indeed be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. Thusly, we are taking all necessary precautions. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander
Roger that.
Chobak.
Roger that.
All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chobak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
It all comes down to us, Nilly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit
Oh,
or
it's him
any old
again.
relaunch.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Commander
Yeah, you're
Tuvok.
right.
No,
I guess
Tuvok.
getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Don't talk badly about one of the best ships in all of Starfleet.
We've rebuilt enough of her.
Come!
We'll
Good
see
evening,
about
Bradley.
that. But
That's a classic meme, that
I
is.
am glad to be here. He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
She's got a nice wiggle.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running
Bloody
with the
snowing.
usual suspects.
Huh?
Good to go.
What do you mean, huh? Calm. Beam.
See you on the other side.
Don't get hold your breath.
Magnetic souls.
Oh, she has.
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
What's it, a tour around the ship on the outskirts? USS Resurgence. Oh, look at that. Is that no? That's a steam ship, steam runner.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Shouldn't use the Force. No, Luke Skywalker's been forced to flee his house because of the LA wildfire. Yeah, I knew he was fake. He wasn't a real Jedi.
Don't know much about Kobleons, but my understanding is you need a steady supply of Duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of Duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
We'll be out there soon. Going where no one has gone before.
It's very glitchy. I don't think they ever...
When looking to the stars, keep both eyes open. That storm doesn't look good. Hopefully we set sail before it gets worse. I could get used to this view.
No, I was just saying that she's got yeah, don't worry, that's not supposed to be on it. It should have stopped, but I couldn't get into Nightbot. What's this? Oh.
Just a sip of something.
Let's have a Ractagino.
Ractagino. That sure has a kick.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered
From
some
what I
damage,
remember, it's your fault.
but not nearly as much as the crew.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained. Probably because they want to protect me. But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility.
Of course you should. It's your fault anyway.
It was my decision to make. And I have to live with the consequences.
You have to look to the future. You can't dwell on the past, on things you can't change.
There's nothing that can be done about it now. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO. I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
And what happens if they don't?
There's a chain of command for a reason. And we all have our orders.
That's true. Everyone on this ship should know that.
Sometimes the occasional reminder doesn't hurt. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here.
It's all your fault,
we need
mate.
a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
Bloody hell, Nightbot.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
Nice.
Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
Oh, God.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record.
Nice.
A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hotari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater.
So basically, we're being sent into the eye of a storm, more powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution. But I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I'm going to go around flying a starship at warp speed with a condom on the ship.
The crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
Thank you. But I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way. Come. Let
Baby,
me
come,
introduce
baby,
you to the
baby,
crew.
come, come. Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to have a look out the window a little bit more. What have we got here? Oh, we got a Miranda-class starship there. Can't read what it is. Oh, well. Starfleet Academy. It's got little nitbits here which can fly off everything. This is ready room. Be my ready room. Whoa. Which way did he go? Oh, there he is. Let's have a quick look here. I have a mouse mat with the Enterprise D like this. Very nice. It's all right. I'll just walk through the door. Ow! Oh, fucking hell, that hurts. Nice. Where's the Starship dedication plaque?
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Well, at least he's not Klingon.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time.
Really?
And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
Stalker alert.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad. Because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves. And you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
I don't know what to say. That's incredibly flattering, thank you.
I hope someday I can follow in your footsteps.
I'm sure you will.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Yay. 25 minutes. And I'm already the captain's chair.
Turbolift could take me anywhere on the ship, but I'm right where I need to be.
No. No, I want to explore. Bastard.
So many decks. Full of crew that are now my responsibility.
Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 decks. It's not that many. This is not Galaxy class. Let me out. So, sit in the captain's chair when you're ready, but you can't go out anywhere off the bridge. That's a pain in the arse.
Impressive range of view.
Beam me up, Scully. Yeah, not really sure who designed this. Let's go sit in the captain's chair.
Tactical holodias.
Nice.
Just like they've got on the Excelsior.
Ooh.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
Interesting.
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter. Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door. We just have to walk through it. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Oh! Participation by me required.
Beginning recalibration.
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Mm-hmm. What's this red button do?
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
Problem?
Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
You seem to think very highly of yourself.
With good reason. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all.
Ooh.
But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
At least there's no Borg in this, anyway.
I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all.
Yeah. You're just arsy
Can I
because
be
you
blunt,
didn't get it.
Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean, no
that's my problem.
disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill.
Mm-hmm.
He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
Hey, we just met. You might like me after you get to know me.
They say familiarity breeds contempt, but who knows? Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen.
He needs to come down a
At the
few
moment,
pegs,
I
that
can't
guy.
tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Uh-oh. We've got a blinking red.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
On screen.
Ooh.
Tracing its trajectory.
The starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy. Like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over.
Red alert.
Aye.
Aye, aye. That's red alert, not don't panic.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Bedrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Good evening there, young train simulator driver. How are you?
We've reached the first access point.
Welcome to the stream.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
You're right, Dorothy. We ain't in Kansas anymore. Left stick, R2.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some
Crap
crosstalk
night's
in the
sleep.
bypass
Oh no.
circuit.
Yeah, not too
signals
bad.
so they don't interfere with
Knees
each
still
other.
hurting like hell. I had a crappy night's sleep last night. Doing my head in, really is. I guess that one's going to go there.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
No.
Suit took most of it. Just snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy damping is down to 60%.
Oh, come on. Oh dear. Carter has died. Reach the EPS manifold just without dying.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an
Definitely.
up, but, you know.
Oh, shit.
We're almost to the regulator.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
Okay, that's cool.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Oh, crap.
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done.
How's it on how you
Once I
want to
cycle the
stream?
manifold nozzles, Cho'Gath can...
Really? Let her in charge of the ship for 5 bloody seconds.
Get down! DS to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not
There's
working.
always a problem.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
The docking clamp isn't functioning. We're exploring our options.
Option is to detonate the emergency release.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Jara?
All due respect, sir, it's a more complex situation than when you
Jara,
disembarked.
I need you to do the right thing. We can't have this go sideways before we even leave for the mission.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
What is the holdup?
We're going to blow the bolts. Starbase, stand by. We'll warn our crew to take cover.
Get it done, Rydek.
Buy the book trophy earned.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, you have more micro debris incoming. Find cover.
Cover? Nilly, Get under the access panel. It's armored with duranium.
But what about you? Carter, maybe we could both fit behind this. They've blown the other docking clamp. Hurry!
Reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Go on, get up there. Quick, Wendy's coming. Oh, come on. Really? Why the hell did he put those things on the outside of starships anyway? Why is my keyboard so rude it doesn't type? Wants to type duck.
Look out!
Ah, saved her. Oh, it was love at first sight.
Petty Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Roger that. I'm going there now.
Human Astromech. He's R2-D2.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
Resistance is futile. Oh no, not wrong one. Oh god, here we go.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
It's called plot convenience. You got this. What was the trophy? SLR went into the hatch last and was injured. Ah, she'll survive.
We're in.
Oh!
They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Do it. Structure intensity field. Meanwhile, the price of duty.
Carter!
I'm okay. But Edselar...
Here, let me help you.
Well, she looks healthy. Oh, sorry. Audience participation. scroll it down. Oops.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
Oh, man.
Nina. Sorry.
We'll see you at sickbay.
Woo, 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 woo. It's hyperdrive operational. Oh wait, wrong universe.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
The Resolute suffered damage from the exploding bolts. But we've successfully moored to the station. The ship is secure. Our systems are coming back online, but we have a fair amount of repairs before we're ready to go.
Put a halt on the roll-off of Starbase engineering staff. We have a schedule to keep. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Oh, here we go. First day on the job, already getting me ass bloody plucked. Sit next to me.
What a debacle. I was caught with my pants down. Not even on my own ship when the wave hit.
But so
I
what?
had to go running out of the Starbase commander's office just to...
It's not all about you.
But you followed my order. I appreciate that. Hell, I'm relieved.
I did it because it was the right thing to do at the time. It's protocol for a reason.
That doesn't make this better, Jara.
It does.
But you see my problem, don't you? They were all against me on that bridge. And they were ready to go against my orders. I'm not blind to it.
I think you're wrong about that. You still have the respect of the crew, and we have bigger things to deal with. We have a high-priority mission ahead of us and a lot to do to get ready.
We're going to have a pretty big problem if I can't count on the bridge staff.
It's after... It's in the Next Generation era, and it's after the Dominion War.
Oh. Drink?
Oh, thanks for offering me. Yeah. I don't know. Why not?
Sure. Thank you.
I mean, at least it's not Romulan now. We're fine. Oh, where's Guinan? Oh, am I supposed to not take the drink?
Your predecessor, Commander Sutherland, is missed. But for all the adoration of the crew, including the senior staff, I just couldn't rely on him.
Probably got fucked. Yeah.
Undermine me in front of the crew. I sometimes think they still hear his voice. That sort of thing is a way of lingering.
Next, we'll slide over for Daddy Cuddles.
And you can't argue with a ghost.
Captain, perhaps you and the crew would be better served if you look at this mission as a fresh start.
You can never really leave the past behind.
Oh, dear.
If we don't, you can never move forward.
Star Trek, the next...
This won't be
No,
easy.
shush, you can't do that.
But glad to have you here with me.
Glad to be here.
Guinan's over at Five Guys.
And despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
No. Not as far as I remember, it doesn't. Oh, hell yeah, I pulled it. I'm a girl that'll knock him back. He looks like Peter Parker's boss. Serious?
Ready or not, here we go.
You didn't even knock it down, you big girl's blouse. Yeah, that's a steam runner. Steam runner ship. That one. All I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. I know that saying. Spider-Man will appear soon. Oh, look at that looking. Oh my god. If you look to kill, be
All
on the floor,
departments
take my
reporting
last
full mission
breath.
readiness. We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite
serious?
moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on deck. Sorry.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches.
Shut up, then.
Embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
But they broke. There's a theme tune there
Docking
somewhere.
clamps released.
Thrusters
Dun,
ahead,
dun,
Mr.
dun,
Andar.
dun, 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 dun. No. Space, the final frontier, left ear, right ear, and over there. No, not that one. Resistance is futile. No. Well. No, not that one. Okay. No, not that one either. It's no birth.
That should do it. Set a course for the Hotari.
Ah!
Prepare to go to warp 8.
Fly on the
Aye,
screen.
Captain. You know what? You take this one.
Oh yes. What can I say? What can I say?
Me?
Yeah, you would. Come on. Oh. Do it.
Helm. Do it.
Do it. Bradley and Carl will know that. 23,000, 2,300 copyright strikes later. Do it.
Nicely done.
Make it so. Oh, I got. Has he just? Did he just actually pat the chair with his hand? And go, come sit next to me. Just noticed they're using 20-second console display.
Thank you. I'm fine. Really.
You don't look so good.
Nope. Oh, need to go and get some drugs.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Mickey Mouse going to come for me, yeah.
Commander, help me get her inside.
Too late. All that excitement, eh? Wore me ragged.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
That ring does not control her vibrator.
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest.
Wonder if the console wars are still as bad when they are now.
Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer.
Aram Duracell
To be
was
honest,
that.
I've never met a Kobliad before.
Now you have.
You're rare. I know.
I was going to say special.
Special boy!
Dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. But I can't be anything more than who I am. And if someone has a problem with that, or expects something else, then that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Tick
And
that
don't
one
worry,
off.
I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire
Space engineers. No, you can't say I
Breakthrough
have.
discovery. A major innovation. Something he can put his name on. But the more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now more than ever. I have to admit, I was concerned when I heard what happened on the bridge. You just followed Solano's orders despite having better options in front of you.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Diridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work here is done.
Bitch.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay.
Oh my
We were
god,
all
the
pretty
stalker's
worried
here.
on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I don't want anyone to worry. This is just part of who I am. It doesn't define me.
Of course. I completely understand. And I would probably feel the same way if I were you. You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Oh look, another shuttle.
Complete the diagnostic sequence and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Yes, sir.
Storm in the Hotari region will interfere with our transporters.
I'll have to have a
We
look.
need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Excuse me, Commander Turlock.
Petty Officer Maris, I will leave you to your work.
I stopped by sickbay and saw Millie. I figured you'd want to know.
Did the doc get her fixed up?
She's stable. There's something about the storm's radiation that's making it hard to heal the energy burns.
That doesn't sound good.
She's toughing it out. Dr. Duval said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
Come on. I have to run the final diagnostic.
Melville.
I can't stay long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off. We're making all our last-minute checks and security, too. Tactical and security are short-staffed.
Hey, you don't have to keep me company. If you got things to do, go do them.
No. I'm here because of my to-do list.
Ow!
Oh?
Oh, crap.
There are some things that never seem to have the right time.
Oh, God, no.
So why not now? I had a chance to think about this while I was away. Then you and Nilly almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Now, this is just a guess, but you like me. Is that what this is?
How'd you know? Must have been pretty obvious. Which is funny, because it kinda came out of nowhere for me, at first.
Well, I'm just a really good guesser. Any of my teachers growing up would have told you that.
So, you figured it out. Then I'll just cut to the chase. We've been really good friends for a long time. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Everything is fine down here. We have a small reactor. Luke. How are you doing? Luke, we got company.
This is all kind of unexpected.
I didn't expect this either. But here we are. And I didn't want to ignore it. I just figured I'd steer right into it.
Maybe I don't want to steer into it.
What do you think? I've been about as direct as I can stomach. You can do that too.
I am.
I think we should keep things the way they are.
Oh!
You're one of my best friends, and you mean so much to me, and I don't want to risk losing that. I really don't.
I understand.
Oh, she looks downhearted and I've upset her. Because I know what's coming anyway.
I just don't want this to be weird now.
No, it's not. Don't worry about it.
Nilly saw it coming. She said it might make things uncomfortable if I said something. And that's the last thing I want.
Friends
Really important to me. If that wasn't obvious.
Hey, it's not gonna be weird. It's fine. If you're not
It's
a
just
little
lol,
weird,
lol, lol.
you're
There's no
boring.
going back.
Well, that's definitely true.
Next thing we know, she puts a transfer off the ship.
Complete.
I haven't done
I
anything
don't
yet.
suppose we can forget this conversation happened. Just don't make too many jokes about it, okay?
She goes running off and starts crying. You're thinking, maybe that's not the right thing he should have said. Cast adrift.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Now she'll change her name to Wendy. Whoa!
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Bloody hell.
Shield integrity holding. We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types. I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
That's the start
Shuttle
of
to
a villain
Resolute.
story.
Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
Won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Diaz.
One of the old original Star Trek.
First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Shuttle Grayson. Mind the rocks.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it. That's gonna take out the shuttle. Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Oh. Then Romulan Wolf would jump in and attack us. Yeah. It's always the way, isn't it? Damn.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Let me have a look at this shuttlecraft. Ah,
so to speak.
Live long and prosper.
Ambassador Spock. The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
That wasn't the voice of Leonard Nimoy because he was dead before this was done. I want to look around the shuttle.
Well, let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz, sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
Yoink.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz. Thank you.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Quick, let me go and have a play with the ship. Provocation to war. I've got to admit, it's quite an impressive sort of
senior staff
thing how they do like all the visuals of that.
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
Just call me Tony.
Me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
Well, you are past tense now, sir.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
You are a legend, Ambassador. There's not an officer in Starfleet that doesn't know of your career.
Me? I would never assume that to be the case.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. 2 formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
Whoa.
Lydia and Hotari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
How is it the Hotari were able to turn the tables and take the mines against superior forces, especially after decades in this arrangement?
Unclear. The answer to that question may be the key to a new, lasting peace, and one that I hope we can uncover during these negotiations. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illydian fleet if this escalates to open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
The Hotari just won their independence. It's hard to believe they would give that up just for profit.
I agree. It would be exceedingly difficult to bring the Hotari to that position.
Neither the Illydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illydians as a source of dilithium.
Ah.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
We could use that as leverage with the Illydians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Illydium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels, and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship,
and
the Ambassador's shuttle,
I can't remember what the next game is.
The Illydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy.
Oh, it's Drake's Uncharted. That'll be next Wednesday.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been
Peter Michael is the voice of Spock, yes.
But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
That may answer why the Hotari were able to strike back after so long. They finally had an opportunity, and they took it.
That would also explain the Illidian's restraint.
And reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage of our own.
It's very, very lifelike, isn't it?
So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ooh, I'm going to have a
Ambassador
private
Spock,
conversation.
I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions.
Is he? Oh, wow.
Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes.
I mean it no harm.
Be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
Just not too far outside the lines. Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have
shut
more
it,
luck
Tashman.
finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Oh, he's always frowning, that bird. Well, we're here. On the shuttle's computer in Star Trek Discovery. Oh, awesome. Yo, I love that scar. It's so you.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
Does that mean we get to look in the shuttle?
Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will lead you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
I gotta finish watching season.
One nice thing about Vulcans, Chovak is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity. Doc says I should get used to it. Doesn't mean I want to be reminded of it every minute of the day.
Hey, you won't get pity from me. I think it makes you look tough. As tough as you really are, that is.
And that makes you sound pretty smart.
I am.
I might need you to save me from myself next time, though. Come on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Now, that's a nice bottom.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic. So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. Knowing you two as well as I do, I thought you'd jump at the chance to, take it to the next level. Why'd you tell her you just wanted to be friends? I was surprised to hear that. I mean, we already know you like her.
Well, honestly, I was worried you wouldn't approve of, you know, fraternization with...
I'd have been fine with it. But this is simpler. Better. Just, when you see her, don't make a big deal of it. And I'll be there to smooth things over.
Did she say smooch things over?
Is
Or
that
smooth
done?
things over?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder
Dead
can
in
tell us
the
something.
water. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation. Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
How?
The array going offline caused that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code. Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, mate, I've got my hand full of a drink.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate
What the hell are
this.
those two
One
doing?
of these systems is likely broken.
Let's do the warp calls.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Right. Before I do anything, I need to have a P&B and get a drink. And I'll be back. Oh no, that's the wrong film. Oh dear. Oh, you know what? I just finished watching Serenity. I'm going to put Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country on tonight and watch that. Awesome. Back in a second. Oh, my knee. Fucking hell, that hurts. Oh. Last time on Star Trek Resurgence. Does anyone want a chocolate? Right, we're back. I haven't bothered putting the heating on tonight. Put it on this morning first thing. And the and you don't like chocolate? Okay, well, go with that then. The bricks are still quite warm, so they're letting out a lot of heat. So I won't have the heating on now till I'll have the heating on in the bedroom when I go in there later. But yeah, I won't have it on tonight, so I'll just take my t-shirt off and I'll put my hoodie on. I've got a Marvel hoodie, hoodie sort of thingy, whatever they want to call it. And I'll just put that on. That will keep me nice and warm, to be honest. So yeah. So all these basically is just Jara reaffirmed Captain Solano's trust and confidence in her, demonstrating honestly. Edsela thought Carter was clever in his approach to appeasing her anger over his going first on the whole. Miranda was disappointed Carter didn't share her interest in a potential romantic relationship. Don't get involved. You'll thank me later. But hopes they can target this incident going forward and remain as friends. Lieutenant Commander Chovak approved of Carter's eagerness to work on Ambassador Spock shuttle. Yeah, so you got all these little things, and it it tells you how you get on and everything. So yeah, right, tricorder. Some objects you can scan will deactivate a deep scan. During a deep scan, L1 and 2 switch between different scan modes and reach for glowing objects.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team. Hey, going planet side?
Yep. As soon as the negotiating team comes down from the bridge. Apparently, we don't get to leave just because I'm ready. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface. I'm not looking for a repeat of whatever went down here.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out.
How dare they keep you waiting? Don't they know who you are?
I mean, how hard can this diplomacy stuff be? I'm sure I could handle it myself.
No doubt about it.
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
See, there were trains involved.
Don't want to miss your train.
See?
I do have to go. Back before you know it, sport. So, I'll catch up with you two then.
Take care of yourself down there, okay? Stay safe.
Always.
I've made my mind up. I've made my mind up. I'm not dating her. Choose to stay friends with Miranda.
That went well enough.
Oi, Scarface.
All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
That's the warp engines.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace
So much innuendo. Throw her on the bed.
Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Oh dear, that's why I love Star Trek. And let's throw her a bit more.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Oh, this is fun.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1, 1.2, 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
What awesome! Whoever thought Star Trek would have so much innuendo? Seat of power.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Tyler Saltaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illydians.
What? What you set me up for
We're
here?
honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Oh, you don't like me. Look at that scowl. You follow the Kirk and methodology. Have sex with it. If you can't, then it. If you have sex with it. If you can't, then eat it. If you can't, then kill it. That is so true.
I think we're about to begin.
Oh, marvelous!
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy.
Megamind.
He certainly seems full of himself. No missing that. You could probably see it from orbit.
What a piece of work.
Remember, we are here at their invitation. We must remain deferential whenever possible.
Of course, but even that has its limits.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, sorry, wrong film. Dun, 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 dun. Remember, Kara, we got you off the street. Megamind 5 with the Megamind guys. Oh god, she's got spider's web on her face. Should have done it the other way, really. That'd have pissed her off.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Illydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced.
Ooh.
But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your
Wendy
request, Your
Mind.
Majesty.
For now.
5 guys and Wendy. We never go to drop this, are we?
I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she? Then let her.
Oh boy, I'm gonna speak. Okay, bitch, listen up. Can I take my phaser out and shoot her?
What is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone.
Really?
Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians.
Ah, look.
Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
Negotiate a peace.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
See, I can do diplomacy.
Perhaps.
Cardassian brutal treatment means feed everyone to have a big bum.
Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy.
Become part of the Federation.
We have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace.
Galactic
so why
peace, that
are
is.
you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Alidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives
Just the negotiation
better
for sure.
than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies!
Someone
The
vaporized him.
Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alidians?
Oh. Find out next week, folks.
One or the other, not both.
I don't know what one I
If there
pressed.
can only be one, then it would be in the best interest of all involved if the Alidians resumed operation of the mines.
And that is why we should not trust our fate to the Federation.
She speaks sense. You do well to listen to her. And you do well to hold your tongue.
Look, hold on my tongue.
We'll take back our minds by any means necessary.
And you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential
No
representatives.
disintegrations, yeah. Did he just wink at her? Look at that rock face.
I would agree, Ambassador Spock.
In other words, you lot, cough. Bloody knob noses.
I think this is best left to those of us with more experience in diplomatic matters.
Oh well, I thought I was doing well. Sod you then, Mr. Spick, Spock.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Oh, speak with members of each faction. Oh, joy. Remember, no disintegrations. Right, who should we go to first? Anyone around here? Don't want to speak to them. Let's have a word with this person. Hi, I'm with the local Federation TV news service. Can I have a word? Obviously, you don't want to talk to me. Hi, I'm with the Federation news
Commander
service.
Ryder, I have to admit, I was surprised when you said the Illyrians should control the dilithium trade. I was under the assumption the Federation was neutral, but maybe I was wrong.
Nice. We are completely neutral.
I can assure you, we aren't on anyone's side. We are and will remain completely neutral. You have my word.
I hope that's true, for all of our sakes. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shut
Why have you
down.
got rocks for eyebrows?
Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes.
It's a bit hard to actually pluck your eyebrows with stones.
Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
They're miners, not diplomats. I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illyrians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt.
Yep. See it up there, look.
They could have taken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And
that's it for snow. We got no more snow.
I say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of.
Cloudy and then
Still the
clear
same
skies.
bluster and bravado you would expect from them, but it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Because of what happened in the mines. Is
It'd be
it
great at
Galvin
an
they're
Irish
afraid of?
handshake.
It's entirely possible, but I don't know for sure. Whatever Galvin is doing in those mines is turning everything upside down. No one knows exactly what's happening.
It definitely would be great at an Irish handshake.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access.
Well,
No
we
one's
need
allowed
to look
without
at
his
those mines.
personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Ooh.
I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Are you sure of this?
It's been the talk of the palace since the day of the revolt.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might
They
not
found
know
the alien artifact. Yeah, I've seen Total Recall too.
You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find.
Little eggs everywhere. Ripley's been alerted. Yeah, when Star Trek meets aliens. Awesome. Well then, Stony Fo. Oh, hello. What's this?
Soothing.
Really? Feng Shui even.
Commander. After hearing so much about the Federation's sense of fairness and justice, I was surprised that you sided with the Illyrians. In all honesty, I expected more, especially from someone like you.
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
On the Illyrians' terms, apparently.
Federation would be totally fucked against a real alien.
I assume
Yeah.
you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illyrians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
Reclaimed.
And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was
It definitely would be, actually.
We had to be decisive. Before the Illyrians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Illyrian forces. We don't need help from anyone.
Oh.
They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force,
Like America in the
certain
Middle East.
outcome.
Their only interest is peace. Yeah.
Talk of making peace is just that.
It'd be Americans in Denmark and Greenland next, wouldn't it? How ridiculous is that?
The Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship.
No.
Ready to contend with anything the Illyrians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
It wasn't designed as a warship. More for scientific research and exploration.
But the Federation must have ships designed for war.
Technically, they're Starfleet ships representing the Federation. But yes.
I see.
I see.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Get your haircut while you're there.
Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured it might be useful if I offered another perspective.
Okay then, Knobnose, what do you want?
I have to say, I fully expected you to side with the Hotari, but obviously the Federation wants a steady supply of dilithium. Something only we can offer. Without Illyrian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. Left to the Hotari, it would be nothing short of a disaster.
Restoring the status quo and returning the mines to Illyrian control offers a stability that can be mutually beneficial.
Well said. In that case, everyone wins and there's no need for bloodshed.
Call him Knobnose. Oh, almost.
Major Solid Arminta, Special Attaché, Illyrian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have
Maybe Greenland will do what
Hotari,
Australia did to them. We gave the US land and they made a military base. Then we gave the land next to them to China and they built a port and a Timu warehouse.
Our assumption was that the storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt.
How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done?
Viruses, yeah.
That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
You tell me.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Where's the old captain then? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Oh, it's that walk, isn't it?
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Yeah, I've got a few leads, Scooby. Hate to be walking under that door when it has a major malfunction.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
It is evident that presently, the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Yep.
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Okay, then.
The ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
I just love the look on his face going, we get to drive!
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
R2 to fly forward, L2 to fly backwards, R to turn, left to strafe. That'd be fun. Now it'll pick up is just a friend from some alone time.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Oh, I'm joyriding this,
Chilvak
alright.
probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
I always seem to find a way to push his buttons. Yeah, I think he'd blast me out of the airlock if he thought it would help increase engine efficiency by 0.1%.
Well, don't worry about it. Chilvak's opinion isn't the only one that matters. Last time I checked, I was still Chief Science Officer, and you made a hell of an impression on Ambassador Spock. I'm the one who should be worried with this new first officer on board.
Calibrate to lube. Nah, dry.
This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position.
Guess we got 6 probes to sort out.
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading
Shuttle
it.
Buffett.
We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
I'm just not getting any traction with her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. She didn't listen to me when you were out on the hull and I was trying to make it safer for you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye.
Why does this stream just all of a sudden just descend into like debauchery?
And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1.
Mark. Whoa.
Whoa.
Evening, how you doing, Kate Spar?
Definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
I need to get a... Oh, don't go yet. Didn't do anything yet.
2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe. We've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference.
Oh.
The second probe there.
It's my fault. It couldn't be me or Bradley. It never is.
Listen, I'm going to give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
I don't think you do.
What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chilvak, sure.
I appreciate the advice, Commander. I'll make sure I keep my options open.
We're a bunch of fellas who never get past the age of 4. No, that's true.
You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. Who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too. Of course, if you get an officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
I love it. So put me up for promotion. I'm ready for my next challenge.
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chilvak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration. If I were first officer, it would be different.
Well, then I'll just have to change Commander Chilvak's mind. I'll work hard and better, and he won't be able to ignore it.
You've got grit. I'll give you that.
Oh, nice. Enjoy the drive. Definitely. Do you have a theory, Carl? But we stopped going aging mentally the first... Whoa, hold on a minute, hold on.
Here, this is close enough. Stop the engines.
The first time they see boobs that aren't their mums. Awesome. Yep, giant butt plug that.
To Commander Chilvak, we're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. On.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Here's
Off the Rory Street, not sure what the loco is though. Look on real-time trains, it should tell you.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Boobs and trains.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more. Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
We're under attack and we didn't even know it. We need to stop them. Unplug whatever it is they're hitting us with.
Now, look here. It's our current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much
Oh, that's cool. I like that, oh, Paul. That's brilliant.
Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered.
Yes.
More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the
GBRF job.
And here I thought the Illidians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.
That's a big ass ship.
It wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
I don't know why the Hotari wanted us here, but it wasn't to negotiate.
Clearly, peace is not their intention.
Then what is? Why go through this charade?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back? It's a fair question, considering.
Out of all of them, she's the one who seemed to genuinely appreciate that the Federation was involved. She believes in us. And I think we can believe in her.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Given their indifference to the negotiations, and what we now know about this warp-disrupting weapon, it's almost as if they want to start a war. And Sidron was convinced the only thing the Illidians respect is force.
I would say he's right about that. But at least they don't back.
But that does not explain why they would turn their aggressions against us.
I don't think the Illidians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harness the energy of the storm.
The way they're collecting space butt plugs is obvious. Yeah.
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illidians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
I'll just go out the door and take the call.
Galvin and Citron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it.
Just like Bluetooth.
Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
We have to help her. Send another shuttle.
We're not doing anything yet. Not until we know more. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Tylus suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Illidians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
No, it's Wednesday night gaming.
We're, after all, sent here to be a neutral party.
So Wednesday night I play games.
However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough, at least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption and targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
I'm liking this guy called Spock.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
It's a big chest she's got
there.
there.
Problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly, and I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way.
That's cool.
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
Come on then, let's give it a good pull.
1.
Oh, whoa. Is it on 3 or 2 or 1?
It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just making an observation.
Come on, start pulling chips.
Mount from Joe. Nice. Oh, hello. Where are we going? Oh, crap.
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
No. Oh, crap.
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level.
I knew that.
What's it doing in there?
Don't pick it up.
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Just leave it there for now. Messing around with it could be dangerous. At least until we know more.
That's exactly why we need to get it to the containment lab. I can't make an exception. Not even for you two.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send
So soon was cold.
I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle.
Cool.
Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
Okay, stand back. Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
I don't trust them.
I just don't want to take any chances. Not with my friends.
Yeah.
You and Miranda seem to be back to normal. But she was a little off. I think this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us? Or it's because this is all happening so fast? But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Yeah, there was something a little off about her.
Like that talk about sending a distress call? That was pretty out there. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, you want to take it from here?
Oh, sorry, I'll just wait for you.
Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze. .2% match.
Got it.
Nailed it. The Con Empire.
So, what are we looking at?
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Recon Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Takan technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Takan is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
Actually, I've heard of the Takan.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's discovery of a Takan outpost.
On stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Takan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Oh, is that me? Right, okay.
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Recon used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Recon technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence. Someone from the Recon Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Recon Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Recon Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Recon outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy-draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away Team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
Can't wait for Star Trek Resurgence
The Illyrians should have crushed
2. This was a great game.
But if the Hotari have
There's only
Recon
one
technology and can control it,
close to it is Star Trek Online. Yeah.
For all we know,
I don't know if there is a number 2.
we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
There's only one way to find out. We need to see what's down there for ourselves.
I might be able to help with that. We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
Commander Rydek's right. We need to know what's down there, what the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against, and to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side.
Good.
However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task. It would require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll get the Away Team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances,
Time to
that
gather
would be
the sacrificial
Given the
red
sensitive
shirts.
nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone. I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection. It's
Yay.
a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality and aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Yes, sir. I'll do everything in my power to make sure no one knows I'm there.
Good. Of course, you'll have full support from the Resolute. We'll make sure we take every precaution.
Every precaution.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Illidians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime? Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
Well, in the time of this game, wouldn't it be gathering the yellow shirts to sacrifice? Yes.
Where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Yeah. Her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Diaz, Tamaris.
I got this. Edslar to Miranda Maris.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Someone improperly pulled these isolinear chips.
That sounds like really going up there silently, doesn't it?
What the?
Oh, it's just you. I'm busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
What's the matter? Were you worried it was gonna be someone else?
No. I mean, I'm glad it's you. But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
But hold on a second. Commander Westbrook said the crystal formation we found in the shuttle never made it to the containment lab. He sent me to find you.
I don't know why he'd say that. I brought the crystals to the lab myself. Whatever he told you, he got it wrong. All I know is where I left them.
If that's the case, let's both go down there and find them. It's that simple.
I don't have time for that. I have work to do. Look, I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine.
No, you're not.
You worry too much. We're on a starship. Nothing's gonna happen to me here.
That's not the only reason I'm here. I need to know what happened to those crystals.
Will you drop it? I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
I don't know what I did to deserve this kind of treatment from you. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now. Just tell Chovak or whoever I don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business. I know things aren't the same for us, and I want to talk about that. But I don't have time to stand around and debate with you right now.
If you won't give me a straight answer, you can tell them yourself.
This doesn't concern you, so I'm good with that.
Miranda, hold on.
No. Get out of my way.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
Ask her! She was doing something with this. Copying all kinds of data.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation. And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Even if that was true, it still doesn't answer what happened to the crystal formation that she took. And she isn't helping.
I can't tell you what I don't know. I brought them where they belonged, and that's where I left them.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record. Miranda, maybe you're feeling out of sorts and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out?
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari. I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a security breach, and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
This is Petty Officer Diaz. I need a security team to Deck 5.
This is unbelievable.
Wow. What do you know? I don't know what version of the Unreal Engine this uses, mind. What lies beneath? Right. He's not getting any now. He wouldn't have been getting any anyway. Right. Now, on that note, I am going to call it a night sort of thing. She was insulted by his accusation of refuse as he sent her to the brig. Excellent. Etola noticed how Carter shared her suspicion when Miranda returned from Hatari. Yeah. So these all have individual sort of thingies. Star Trek relationships never do good. No. Well, the only one that did really was Riker and Deanna Troi, and that was it. Right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight because I'm pretty tired and I'm just going to veg out now. Watch some telly. So tomorrow night will be Train Sim World Stream where someone might be happy. And it will be Route Lucky Dip, so I have no idea what we'll be driving. And then Saturday will be Route Lucky... No, it won't. It will be Chat Chooses the Routes. Tele. Gonna watch some tele. Yeah, gonna watch some tele. On another note, yeah. Can anyone explain why my son always takes your car instead of his... even though his is electric and I pay the power bill that charges it? Mate, that's only something that you could probably ask yourself. Talk about leaving us hanging for a week. No, actually, you'll be hanging for about 7 weeks, to be honest, because I've got a few games in front. Your caps lock is stuck, Bradley. He'll be happy if he gets a shout out. Yeah, if he doesn't get put on stop for 24 hours. Right, anyway, guys, thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. I will see you when tomorrow's stream. I'll be on Discord for about an hour or so before I go to bed anyway. But, yeah, guys, take it easy. Have fun. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy it, hit the like button. Hit the sub button as well. Always could do with some subs and everything. So, also a new... there's a new short going up. Have a look. It's a really nice little short, actually. Filmed today. Have fun, and I will see you guys later. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.